Hi, and welcome back here on the Right Trade video channel. My name is Dawie. This is the place where we discuss the phenomenon which I call the Dawie setup, discovered in 2015. And this is our second video after our introductory video a couple of days ago. And other than that video, this following videos will hopefully be a little bit shorter. I promised last week that we will this week or the next time talk about a market that I believe is one of the most talked about, followed, and traded markets in the world, and that is Bitcoin. I did some cutting and pasting, and I'm bringing to you today three examples of previous predictions or targets that was placed on the website, and you can find the website here on top of the page. You can also see my Twitter handle there if you want to follow me, because I'm referring to the Dawie setup a lot on Twitter as well. I also uh, advertise my articles on Twitter, the articles on the webpage. And I must just add that I have, of course, seen hundreds upon hundreds of setups and targets which I have never published. There are only 153 articles on the webpage, and some of them are follow up articles already. And that is what I've done here. In this video, I want to show you three examples of what I've done before, and then we can go to our latest call on Bitcoin. So let's move to the first one there. Here you will see, and don't worry about the small text there between the chart and the article name and date. This is just to show you that I've pasted the two together. And this is the first one. The very first article was written on the 11th of February 2021. This is a monthly chart I refer to here, and you can see there just the yellow quote on the daily chart. The setup has a price target of under $17,000. Uh, so you can see the price there. I have just put it in there again, 44716. That was the price at the time. So we called for a drop of 62% there. So the interesting thing is here that I just want to refer to you here as well, is that this is the first example, but the two articles here, the follow-up article for this price that was hit in November 2022. Between these two articles, there were two other calls, and they also played out before this one played out. So just remember, this was the longer one. It took more time to play out. But then, yeah, on the right hand, you can see there, uh, I also, there's an arrow there drawn onto the candle, the monthly candle, and the article. It refers to the article on the 11th of February 2021. You see here on the left side, and there we have the price of below 17,000 at $16,613. So that was the first one. Then we go to the second one, and this article was written on the 28th of October 2021. Uh, and again, there is a quote in yellow on the first chart on the left-hand side. Currently, on this daily chart, the Dawie setup again calls the price down to around the $40,000 mark. And you can see there I say again, because in the article I refer to a setup that was there, but I never called it or made it public. I also don't have the time to watch all the charts and all the targets. But as I've said, I've seen hundreds and hundreds which I did not publish or didn't say anything about. But yeah, here was a 34% drop was called on the 28th of October. Then on the right hand side, you can see the price actually quite a bit below that 40,000 mark when it was already on 35,979 at the time, and there's the purple arrow with reference to the article on the 28th of October 2021 to just show you exactly when the article on the left was written. Okay, so let's then go to the third one. Here I'm playing a bit hide and seek for a moment, but yeah, you see that on the left-hand side, the third one was a call for this might bring the price to even below $20,000, and the price at the current time then was 47374. So a drop called for a drop of 57%. So I just am showing you this one first, and then before I show you the outcome or the follow-up article, I just want to show you uh, a tweet. This article, as you can see, was advertised on Twitter, and it was written and published on the 29th of March. Then, on the next day, I saw a tweet on Twitter from a guy who, by his name, he called himself on Twitter. He must be really one of the big dogs or big gurus on on Twitter or X. And yeah, he said, if you think Bitcoin is heading below $20,000 again, I have bad news for you. I speak daily to institutions that want in. We ain't going lower soon. And as you can see there in the red circle, this tweet was out on the 30th, just the day after my article. He didn't address me, so he didn't. I don't think he referred to me. It was just purely coincidental that he referred to the $20,000 price that I also placed in my article. But yeah, the reason I put it out here, not to ridicule the guy, or that's why I protect his identity, but to show you, according to him, how the big gurus, top dogs, and the institutional guys were thinking about Bitcoin at the time. Then, if I can just go back to this chart here on the left and show you there where the price was at the time, touching the top line. If you can go back to the chart. And that's why I place it here. You can pause the video. All the articles are on the website. You can go back to the full articles, or you can go to the chart on your own. And if you go to this chart, you will see that on the date that he placed this tweet, the 30th of March, was the last date that the price touched that upper line. And from there on, we can go to the next one. Here's the outcome. Uh, there is the article that was written with the arrow marked with an arrow, the time of the article. It was the 29th of March 2022. From there on, I said it could even go below 20,000. There you can see in red there, and I've just made it a little bit more clear there, $18,315. So if I can just quickly refer to my crib note here, the first one, we called a drop of 62%. It ended up 64% lower. The second one was called 34% down, and it ended 41% down. And the third one was called 57% down, it ended down 66%. So this is just to show you how the Dawie setup performed with the three calls that were made public just well in time before anything started to happen. Then we can come to the prediction that I promised earlier, and we can just see here my tweet. I want to show you my tweet that I sent out. You can see there in the red circle below on October the 27th last year already. So this is one of the things of the Dawie setup. It can see a price long before the time. And if you go to through my tweet above, you can see that I say that I'm not saying it cannot go any higher. Oftentimes, when the Dawie setup identifies a target, it can move away from the target for a long time before it starts moving to that target. So here I said it can go higher, and indeed it went quite a bit higher, and this maybe still will go higher. We will have to see. But I said that a new target, and it isn't a target on a long-term chart. That new target has been penciled in plus minus $20,000. So yes, let's go back here to our Bitcoin chart. There you have it. This is what Bitcoin currently looks at. You can see the price there, and it is running live as I record when I did my calculations. It was on 61111, and that gave me a drop now of 67%. Uh, if you want to think that is ridiculous, just think a little bit about what has happened in the past. As I've said here, when I made the call, the price was barely, it wasn't touching 34 there. That is where that horizontal line is, just before the X logo, above the X logo. Uh, it wasn't touching 34, and I called for the price around $20,000. So it went up to well over 70,000, 72, 73, I think. And just from there on, we can see lower lows, lower highs all the time. So we will have to see what will happen. But at the moment, this call is still standing. I said afterwards in follow-up tweets, the price of Bitcoin will start with 20 again, and it will not be $200,000. So yeah, of course, 3 out of 100 setups do get negated, but we will have to see about this one. Thank you for watching. We will be back next time with another video about what the Dawie setups says on one or another share.